Jan Smith, pathologist Jan Smith looking at rocks. Paleontologist, that's the word you're looking for. Thanks, buddy. Bliss image. Bliss is the default computer wallpaper of Microsoft's Windows XP operating system. It is estimated that billions of people have seen the picture, possibly making it the most viewed photograph in history. I would have to say it's probably the Mona Lisa or like a picture of the Bible, but like, I don't know. The 52 Hertz whale is an individual whale of unidentified species, which calls at the unusual frequency of 52 Hertz. This pitch is a higher frequency than that of the other whale species, with migration patterns most closely resembling the 52 Hertz whale, the blue whale 10 to 39 Hertz, or fin whale 20 Hertz. Its call has been detected regularly in many locations since the late 1980s, and appears to be the only individual emitting a whale call at this frequency. However, the whale itself has never been sighted. It has only been heard via hydrophones. It has been described as the world's loneliest whale until recently, when a second 52 Hertz whale was heard at the same time. It's a megalodon whale at the bottom of the ocean crying out to be extinct like its past. Formification is the sensation that resembles that of small insects crawling on or under the skin when there is nothing there. I believe my mother suffers from this because she's always like, something's biting me, even though it's not. Nuclear pasta. In astrophysics and nuclear physics, nuclear pasta is a theoretical type of degenerate matter that is postulated to exist within the crust of neutron stars. If it does in fact exist, nuclear pasta is the strongest material in the universe, and it tastes so good. It's like a mama spaghetti. Tree of Teneriffe. The tree of Teneriffe was a solitary Assyria of either Assyria rhyndania or Assyria tortilis that was once considered the most isolated tree on Earth, the only one for over 150 kilometers or 93 miles. The tree of Teneriffe was knocked down by a truck driver in 1973. How did you hit the one tree for 150 miles, dog? A desired path, often referred to as a desire line, is transportation planning and also known as a game trail, social trail, fisherman trail, herd path, cow path, elephant path, goat track, pig trail, used trail, and bootleg trail is a path created as a consequence of erosion caused by human or animal foot traffic. Oh, cool, so we're killing the banger. Animals are dope. Seemingly silly behavior, man putting 21 black hats on a fire hydrant. Nah, he just wants the hat to look fancy, and that guy definitely is an artist. Look at the way he's standing. Bob the Builder version, Mamba number 5. Released September 3rd, 2001, and it was a smash hit that roasted the airways. Hatsuyumi. In Japanese culture, Hatsuyumi is the first dream one has in the new year. Traditionally, the contents of such dream would foretell the luck of the dreamer in the ensuing year. Wow, mine are always black and scary. Oh boy. A 3D rendering of a skeleton showcasing bisexual lighting. Neat. A goat tower in Illinois. They like chilling up high, so we gave him a goat tower. A pet albino skunk on a walk. He looks adorable, and his stink glands are removed, so he's just a little angry piggy boy. Tetris effect. The Tetris effect, also known as Tetris syndrome, occurs when people devote so much time and attention to an activity that it begins to pattern their thoughts, mental images, and dreams. It takes its name from the video game Tetris, which was invented by a Russian person, if I'm not mistaken. The name's Bond, James Bond, and you? Boops. Boops. I want to boop a boops. The IKEA effect is a cognitive bias in which consumers place a disproportionately high value on products they partially created. Project Graham, also known as Graham and Meet Graham, is a lifelike figure depicting what a human would look like if the species evolved to survive car accidents. Created as part of a road safety campaign for the Transportation Accident Commission, TAC, it was meant to symbolize the vulnerability of human bodies in such accidents. Instead, it gave us a nightmare monster. The Truman Show delusion. The Truman Show delusion, also known as Truman Syndrome, is a type of delusion in which a person believes that their lives are staged reality shows or that they are being watched on camera. It's insane, people. Concept or art of Woody's original design as an evil ventriloquist dummy. There's a snake in my boot and it's gonna be down your throat, young man. Goodall, whose research on chimpanzees spans more than 60 years, has stated that dogs are her favorite animal. She just did the chimpanzees because they were fun to watch. Garden cress can grow almost anywhere, including in your dirty, Cheeto-filled keyboard. Who's Your Daddy was a Fox Television primetime 90-minute special hosted by actress Fiona Hughes. I don't know who that is. The show's premise was that an adult who had been put up for adoption as an infant was placed in a room with 25 men, one of whom was their biological father. If the contestant could correctly pick out who was their father, the contestant would win $100,000. Jesus, I want to be on that. I just look for the ugliest man in the room. Besides myself. Digital omnivore, cuddling with multiple devices. Ah, that's hot. Show me those devices. Colors of noise in audio engineering, electronics, and physics, and many other fields. The color of noise refers to the power spectrum of a noise signal, a signal produced by a stochastic process. I definitely murdered that word. In a 1927 letter to Sigmund Freud, Fromin Roland coined the phrase oceanic feeling to refer to a sensation of eternity, a feeling of being one with the external world as a whole, inspired by the example of Ramakrishna, among other mystics. Ooh la la. Hippopotamus in Colombia. Hippopotamuses are an introduced species in Colombia. 4 hippopotamuses were kept by Pablo Escobar in the late 1970s, and upon his death in 1993, they were allowed to wander his unattended estate. By 2019, their population had grown to approximately 100 individuals, causing concerns they may harm the native flora and fauna in the area. Damn, Pablo, causing problems even after your death. Kevin Lasagna. A tall and quick left-footed forward, Lasagna's natural role is that of a main striker in the center. Lasagna has many layers to his game. Wow, I see what you did there. One weird trick, also styled as one weird old tip or one weird old trick, and other variants are a form of clickbait advertising that has been common on the internet since around the late 2000s. I've clicked on a lot of those. Unrequited love. A wrapped, unopened Valentine's gift with heart-shaped helium balloons attached sits discarded in a dumpster. And if you're asking why I said helium like helium, I think I was having a mini stroke if I'm being honest. A pair of great tits. The one on the left is female, the second one is male. But man, those are some great tits. The Scottish play. At the 1940th Academy Awards, Chris Rock congratulated Denzel Washington on his performance in the tragedy of Macbeth 2021 film, saying the name of the Scottish player aloud in the Dolby Theatre. Moments later, Rock was slapped by Will Smith after making a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Alright then. Some people may be able to see the color red-green in this image by letting their eyes cross so that both the symbols are at the top of each other. Whoa, dude, that is trippy. Feast of the Ass. Sounds like my Saturday night. The Feast of the Booty, Latin Festum Asnurium Asrania Festa, French Fete de l'Aine, was a medieval Christian feast observed on 14 January, celebrating the flight in Egypt. It was celebrated primarily in France as a byproduct of the Feast of Fools, celebrating the donkey-related stories in the Bible. Electrostatics is a branch of physics that studies electric charges at rest, static electricity. Closing time effect refers to the phenomenon that people's participation of other people's attractiveness increases as it gets later into the night, or, getting more drunk at the club. Cave citizens against virtually everything, sometimes known as banana, build absolutely nothing at all near anyone/anything, is a pejorative term for citizens who regularly oppose any changes in their community, organizations, or works, aka bananas. Guerrilla gardening is the act of gardening, raising food, plants, or flowers on land that the gardeners do not have the legal rights to cultivate, such as abandoned sites, areas that are not being cared for, or private property. Ant mill. An ant mill is an observed phenomenon in which a group of army ants are separated from the main foraging party, lose the pheromone track, and begin to follow one another, forming a continuously rotating circle, commonly known as a death spiral, because the ants might eventually die of exhaustion. They didn't talk about this in Ants the movie. A blobject is a design product, often a household object, distinguished by smooth flowing curves, bright colors, and an absence of sharp edges, aka a beetle, or one of the Apple iMacs. Domesticated hedgehogs can get their heads stuck in tubes, commonly toilet paper tubes, and walk around with them on their heads, just like cats. The Dave rule is an inside joke in the Silicon Valley startup culture that if a work team includes as many women as it does people named Dave, it is archived acceptable gender balance. Three Wolf Moon is a t-shirt featuring 3 wolves howling at the moon. The numerous satirical reviews for this on Amazon.com have become an internet phenomenon. The t-shirt was designed by artist Antonia Neshvev. Do you think they're angry about that? Because it's generally a good drawing, but also just looks like they copy and pasted the wolves. Feetloaf is a novelty dish intended to be served on Halloween. Nah, I'm good. List of informally named dinosaurs. Alan the dinosaur. Up high, down low. Victim misses. Haha, too slow with finger guns. Honking index. The honking index, high, is a mock mathematical measure on how far people will on average read through a book before giving up. The index is named after English physicist Stephen Hawking, whose book A Brief History of Time is often dubbed the most unread book of all time. In 1999, hackers revealed a security flaw in Hotmail that permitted anybody to log into any Hotmail account using the word "eh." At the time, it was called the most widespread security incident in the history of the web. Thanks, AOL Hotmail. Visual pun. Heh, it's a mouse in a mousetrap. Tree that owns itself is a white oak tree that, according to legend, has legal ownership of itself and of all the land within 8 feet, 2.4 m, of its base. Good for it. Jester's privilege is the ability and right of a jester to talk and mock freely without being punished, or for nothing he says seems to matter. Yeah, tell that to the ones that got murdered. Naruto Run. The Naruto, or Ninja Run, is a running style based on the way the characters run, leaning forward with their arms outstretched behind their backs from Naruto. Or Naruto, I don't care how it's pronounced. PowerPoint karaoke, also known as Battle Decks or Battle Decks, is an improvisational activity in which a participant must deliver a presentation based on a set of slides that they have never seen before. Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. That's it, just that. Extreme ironing, also called EL, is an extreme sport in which people take ironing boards to remote locations and iron items of clothing. I don't think it's gonna work underwater, buddy. The slime trails is so thick that the animal is able to cross a sharp blade without harm. That's snail power, baby. Illiterate Kodak bear cub waiting for the fish. The Mad Poopa is the nickname given to the unidentified woman in Colorado, United States, who repeatedly defecated in public while jogging during the summer month of 2017. Procter & Gamble offered her a free year supply of its Shaman brand toilet paper if she turns herself in. She did not. Andy Goose. 1987, October 19th, 1991, was a goose that was born without feet. He was well known for wearing sneakers to help him stand and walk, and he was killed in 1991 by an unknown perpetrator, probably a fox. Pontoon 448C, also dubbed the ugliest color in the world, is a color in the pontoon color system, described as a dark brown. It was selected in 2012 as the color for plain tobacco and cigarette packaging in Australia, after market research determined that it was the least attractive color. I hope it might be Pantone instead of Pontone. I'm so sorry. I'm dyslexic. A cleaning station is a location where aquatic life congregate to be cleaned by smaller creatures. Such stations exist in both freshwater and marine environments and are used by animals including fish, sea turtles, and hippos. And a stingray, apparently. Oh, sorry, that's a manta ray. Paris syndrome is a sense of disappointment exhibited by individuals when visiting Paris, who feels the city was not what they had expected. It's kind of like when you visit the US. It's not as cool as people think it is in other countries. Now, Japan won't let you down. They have bomb ramen. Museum fatigue is a state of physical or mental fatigue caused by the experience of exhibits in museums and similar cultural installations. Yeah, institutions. Yeah, that's the word, institutions. Squirrel fishing is the sporting practice of catching squirrels and attempting to lift them into the air using a nut, preferably a peanut, tied to a string or fishing line, and optionally some kind of fishing pole. This squirrel is just about to catch the peanut, or he's about to be caught by the peanut. Chimpanzee probably not typing Hamlet. Probably is the key word. The My Way killings are a social phenomenon in the Philippines referring to a number of fatal disputes which arose due to the singing of the song My Way, popularized by Frank Sinatra. Explanations for these incidents differ from the song being simply frequently sung among the nation's karaoke bars where violence is common, or to perceived aggressive lyrics of the song. Image compression. I can't read it. Haha, get it? That's a pun. Jonathan, tortoise, is the oldest known living land animal. His old age, Jonathan spends his days doing almost everything with his mate, including eating, sleeping, and mating. Ooh, he can still get it up. Good for him. Moonless Earth Theory. Abine gained a degree of international notoriety for his claim that blowing up the moon would solve virtually every problem of human existence. I say we try it. Cute aggression. Stimuli like the image above can elicit superficially aggressive tendencies mediated by hormonal control. Parallel play. Parallel play is a form of play in which children play adjacent to each other, but do not try to influence one's other's behavior. Children usually play along during parallel play, but are interested in what other children are doing. Judaism in Rugrats. Tommy's action towards Dill in the Rugrats movie parallel the sacrifice of Isaac. Yeah, did you know Tommy was Jewish? Yeah, or was it Chucky? I think it was Tommy. List of animal sounds. B. Buzz. Christmas creep is a merchandising phenomenon in which merchants and retailers introduce Christmas-themed merchandise or decorations before the traditional start of the holiday shopping season, which in the United States is on the day after Thanksgiving. The term was first used in the mid-1980s. It is creepy they do this. Sinoke Dooku. Sunoduku is acquiring reading materials but letting them pile up in one's home without reading them. It is also used to refer to books ready for reading later when they are on a bookshelf. Alright then. The 999 phone charging myth is an urban myth which claims that if a mobile phone has low battery, then dialing 999 or my regional emergency number charges the phone so it has more power. This is to get you to call the bad number. The broken escalator phenomenon, also known as the escalator effect and the Walker effect, is the sensation of losing balance or dizziness reported by some people when stepping onto an escalator which is not working. It is said that there is a brief odd sensation of imbalance despite full awareness that the escalator is not going to move. Student syndrome refers to planned procrastination when, for example, a student will only start to apply themselves to an assignment at the last possible moment before its deadline. This eliminates any potential safety margin and puts the person under stress and pressure. According to one academic source, it is done in order to induce a level of urgency high enough to ensure the proper amount of effort is put into the task. Or you just give us too much homework and we're stressing about it. A fool's errand prank is a type of practical joke where a newcomer to a group, typically in a professional context, is given an impossible and nonsensical task by older or more experienced members of the group. Or hey yo dude, can you give me some blinker fluid from AutoZone? Garden path sentence is a grammatically correct sentence that starts in such a way that a reader's most likely interpretation will be incorrect. The reader is lured into a pause that turns out to be a dead end or yields a clearly unintended meaning. The horse raced past, the bond fell. I see indeed. A pointy talkie card or point talk card is a sheet used for communication between people who do not share mutual language. Hamburger, boop, toilet. That's all you need. List of animal sounds. Snails. Munch a crunch. Dancing plague of 1518. Oh, so basically a bunch of people just started dancing. They don't know why, and then it stopped and some people died. Foot carrot. I don't have a foot fetish, but I'd eat that carrot. Kind of looks tasty. Interconnections between the Love Actually characters. I don't care about Love Actually, so I'm moving on. Baker Miller Pink. Baker Miller Pink, also known as P618, Schwash Pink, or Drunk Tank Pink, is a tone of pink which has been observed to reduce hostile, violent, or aggressive behavior. If it's the pink we're seeing right now, it's just making me mad! Okay, I'm calm now. Jazz. I like this a lot. List of films Bill Murray was considered to appear in. American actor and comedian Bill Murray has been known for not having an agent or manager, and that the only way he accepts role offers is by responding at random to messages from an unsolicited toll-free telephone number that he created. This arrangement has made it difficult for filmmakers to contact Murray and cast him in their films. As a result, Murray has gained a reputation for missing out on a number of opportunities to portray certain characters in films he was considered to appear in. The following is a list of films Murray turned down or missed out on. It's missed out on. He just doesn't care. You can make that much money. He's like, whatever, I'll do this one, I guess. Rap rage, also called package rage, is the common name for heightened levels of anger and frustration resulting from the inability to open packaging, particularly some heat-sealed plastic blister packs and clamshells. Clamshells. Empathy in chickens is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another chicken. The Biotechnology and Biological Science Research Council's BBSRC Animal Welfare Initiative defines and recognizes that hens possess a fundamental capacity to empathize, and yet we eat them and they're so delicious. Bisexual lighting is the stimulus used of pink, purple, and blue lighting to represent bisexual characters. It has been used in nightclubs as well as studio lighting for film and television. It just looks nice, that's why they use it. They're not signaling you, they're just trying to get your money. Moving sofa problem. Unsolved problem in mathematics. What is the largest area of a shape that can be maneuvered through a unit with L-shaped corridor? We don't know. It's called crushing your hands till you find out. Gombe Chimpanzee War. The war was a violent conflict between two communities of chimpanzees in Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania, lasting from 1974 to 1978. One of them got completely wiped out. Or they married the other one's leader. Who knows? Terminological inexactitude is a phrase introduced in 1906 by British politician Winston Churchill. It is used as an euphemism or circumlocution, word I can't meaning a lie, untruth, or substantially correct but technically inaccurate statement. A lie. There you go. I summed it up for you. Shaggy defense. Shaggy defense is a legal strategy in which the defendant denies that they were the one witnessed or recommended committing an alleged act. The strategy's name is derived from reggae music Shaggy's 2000 single, It Was Me, and have a good day because it was me, and be safe and healthy. That rhymed!